let's start the spiritual wisdom of today, friends. So let's try to understand. So what exactly the spiritual wisdom we'll try to understand today. So part of our spiritual wisdom today, we will try to learn about ourselves. That means, so the topic of the today is life is sheer wastage without knowing this. Without knowing this, the life is a sheer wastage, mere wastage. So this is a topic which we have selected today. So let's understand how the life is going to be waste without knowing something, without knowing what exactly it is. We need to identify what exactly it is. So that's our spiritual wisdom today we are going to discuss. So friends, when we understand, the entire this creation, so we have been discussing about the creation, how the creation happens. So from the supreme power, how the creation is going to happen, basically, is continuously happening. So in the form of two parts, right? Purusha and Prakriti, we discussed already. The Purusha means human kingdom comes, Prakriti means all nature kingdom comes. So the nature kingdom consists of all the plant kingdom, mineral kingdom, bird kingdom, and animal kingdom. So when it comes all four of them, so grouping under, it's called Prakriti. And the Purusha, so that's a part, that's a separate creation. These two are parallel creations. There's no question of the interconnection, but there are parallel creations happens. It's happening in the entire cosmos. So under Purusha, so human being comes, male and female both. So this comes under Purusha. So when you look at both the creations, what is common? What is the commonality? What exactly is the common? Right? The supreme consciousness flowing through the both creations. The supreme conscious or soul consciousness, whatever we say, it flow through the both creations, and then both are manifested into the different physical bodies. When I look at a smallest creature to the human being, so all have the only one thing common within all of them. So that is the supreme consciousness is very much pervading and persisting in every type of the physical body, my dear friends. So right from the smallest mosquito and mosquito, or below that, so lowest to lowest creature, virus, bacteria, you take anything. So some of virus and bacteria, so they are invisible. Of course, they are very much existing. So they are visible for the the high level, the high powerful cameras and all, which medical scientists will use. The different equipment is there in order to identify them. But still, so they're also live. They are also live. So that's why many of the viruses cause the diseases. Many of the good bacteria is there, which is helping human body. So good bacteria is there helping. So a lot of other instances. So that's how everything is alive. Wherever you see there's a life, wherever thing is alive, that means it's live. So when it is live, it means that there is something called a consciousness. The consciousness exists there. The consciousness is working there. So this is what we need to understand. So this is how the entire creation is working, my dear friends. But what happens is for the modern science or modern scientists, so they also know about all these things, but they don't want to bring it into the limelight. So the moment they bring it to limelight, what happens? Everybody will become independent. Everybody become joyful, fearless, deathless, whatnot. Everything will be achieved. When human being achieve all that, what will happen is they'll be going out of the clutches of government or a so-called scientist, so-called business. Nothing. They will not be under the control of them. Now they are under the clutches and control of a particular community or a science community, a great scientist. Whatever they decide, whatever they propose, so that's going to be implemented. The reason being, the humanity is not allowed to access or touch this consciousness part. There are so very good scientists. They really have written the great books also. So if you read them, so you'll also understand So what is the role of consciousness? So there is one book called Biocentrism, which is written by Robert Lanja. Biocentrism. Friends, mind is consciousness. We discussed very detailed yesterday. We know it right now. The mind is how the mind is consciousness. So if you understand the mind, you can understand everything else. If you understand yourself, you can understand everything else outside. You can understand all other things. The entire creation, all the mysteries of the creation will be revealed to you at once. So this happens. The moment you come to know the consciousness, you come in contact with the consciousness, the immediate thing is you are revealed with all the mysteries, all the amazing things about the universe, amazing things about the cosmic governance itself, the entire cosmos, my dear friends. So this is what is going to happen. When you get that, when you attain that, you will be fearful, you will be joyful, you are deathless, you are sickness free, right? You are powerful. You are so, I mean, you are going to be the wonderful life. You are going to lead wonderful life on the earth planet. All this will happen. So that is why what happens is the modern science will never try to make the people to touch upon that. Right? So read this book, Biocentrism, written by Robert Lanja. You will understand what is the biocentrism. So our mind and consciousness, whatever we say, that itself is a biocentrism. And also there is one more book which is written by the David Weber. So that is Theory of Reality. Theory of Reality. It's not Theory of Relativity, written by Albert Einstein. That's a pure materialistic science. I'm talking about spiritual science. There's a very wonderful book, Theory of Reality, which is written by the David Weber. David Weber. So he's a great spiritual, physical scientist, of course, but he is a neurologist also. He read a wonderful book. So please read that. So you'll understand what is the reality. What is the new reality, my dear friends? Which is the new reality? Consciousness is the new reality. Which is the new science going to come up? Consciousness, science of consciousness is going to be emerging as a great science in the future, in the very near future, maybe 5 years, 10 years down the line. All of us like this, we're all, pursuing this spiritual science. We're all day in, day out. They do meditation. They try to understand the spiritual wisdom. They study about the spirit. They study of the soul. They study about the inner. So we're all doing this. They all become the great scientists. They're all going to become the scientists of consciousness. That is going to the future. Nothing else. Everything will go out. Everything will go back. The reason being, so all this, whatever the so-called these materialistic sciences are really not helping the human being in order to grow the human being, in order to evolve the human being. The human being is suffering with the greatest problems, my dear friends. The materialistic science, which is trying its best, but without introducing this consciousness as a part of that, as a part of the physical sciences, the materialistic sciences is not going to achieve anything at all. Whatever they do, they are limited. They are limited in the capacity. They are limited in the features. All the features of the science, the physical sciences or materialistic sciences, cannot identify the root causes for so many issues, so many things which are happening to the humanity in around him. That's the problem. So that's why the physical sciences cannot really help the humanity in order to grow from inside to outside. This we need to understand very carefully. So that is why every one of us, without you understand the one thing called consciousness, if you don't understand the consciousness, what will happen is your life is going to be a complete wastage. There's no further future. So it's like if you don't know this, you are as good as you're a dead person. You are a dead person, you have dead life. You have no the active life, my dear friends. You are a dead person because without knowing this so-called consciousness, whatever we do, which is going to be incomplete, which is not going to be It's not going to give you any kind of evolution for your soul. And also it's going to harm many of the people. You can observe the society, what is going on in the society. So many of the people, even they are in the very top positions and all these things, they can do much. They can do much to the humanity. They can do much to the environment. They can do so much, in all the kind. They can do the greater service, the greater help to the planet Earth as well, a lot of other beings. But they are unable to do that since they are not identified, or they are not able to identify what exactly the consciousness. They never tasted it. The moment you tasted the consciousness, your perception about the all surroundings will dramatically change. It's not going to be the same as before. As you were living a materialistic life, when you came into the contact of the consciousness, your life is going to be amazing and wonderful. And you are going to become a specific person. That means you are going to become a special person. Special in the sense, special in understanding, not special in the outer world. There is no speciality for a consciousness person. As I told yesterday, we are an ordinary person. We are not going to be extraordinary in any case. Knowing consciousness, you can't become a special person, like a materialistically a special person. No need to become like that. So, unless otherwise this consciousness is revealed to you, you are going to waste your life completely, my dear friends. Whatever you are, you may be a poet, you may be a writer, you may be a singer, you may be a dancer, you may be a engineer or doctor, whatnot, whatever it may be. You're just wasting your life. All through your life, what exactly we'll be trying to do is, you may look for material gains, here and there. You want to make more properties, you want to make more the kind of a name, fame, power. You'll be just searching for this, but which are going to be not everlasting, which doesn't have the permanence. No way it is going to help you and the other humanity, you and the other, the whole life, the whole life beings, my dear friends. So that is why these are the great occasion. This is a great opportunity for every one of us. We need to get in contact with the consciousness. Where exactly it is found, the consciousness, so-called consciousness. The consciousness found in yourself, found in every life being, found in around you. You are already submerged into the consciousness. You are nothing but a consciousness. At the same time, what is the doorway? What is the golden key in order to open, in order to unlock the great mysteries of life, the great mysteries of the universe, my dear friends? So the golden key is your breath, is your meditation. So through meditation, through the breath, you will be able to unfold the entire, the gold mine, which is very much within you. That is called consciousness. So every day we practice this meditation, we practice the spiritual wisdom. Then we become a new human being. We become a new person, new of you. You always become a new of you. When you're practicing this meditation, when you're practicing this so-called consciousness. So that is why the consciousness plays the vital role in the future days. All other systems are going to prone to failure, my dear friends. The reason being, all the systems, materialistic sciences, which are studying about only the object. What about the consciousness? Consciousness is subject oriented. It's not object oriented. All other sciences except quantum science. Quantum science is going to be subject oriented. All other materialistic sciences are object oriented. They look at everything as an object. Everything is a solid matter, which is invisible. Who is going to study of they are visible, but who is going to study of the invisible things? All the consciousness the entire spiritual science is going to study, is going to reveal you about the all invisible things. There is no such a science on this earth planet. It's going to reveal you about the invisible things. There is a 99% of invisible things going on in around you. You are not aware of that. You can only see an object-oriented, a materialistic things about only 1%. 1% is the object-oriented, 99% is the subject-oriented. In that case, we are wasting our life by just putting our entire life, right from mind, body, our own energy, right? So everything we are putting into that 1%, which is just visible. Looks is visible and it's going to be temporary, which doesn't have any permanence, which is going to be disappeared in one or other day. We are just wasting our entire 100% effort or 100% life just in order to explore, just in order to work with the object-oriented sciences. The object-oriented world, which we are spending 100% of our time, but whereas 99% of invisible things are there in around you. In order to understand, in order to realize all these invisible things in around you, 99%, you need to spend your time. You need to day in, day out, you have to work with the so-called this consciousness. Work with the consciousness, the field of consciousness, which is going to reveal you, which is going to make you as eternal being. Once you know the consciousness, you realize the consciousness, you are going to become eternal being. You don't have death, you become deathless. You are not going to be touched by any other things. Nothing in this world can touch you. Once you become a conscious person, once you realize the conscious person, no poverty, no fear, no money, nothing in this world is going to touch you once you become a consciousness person. So that is why it is such a powerful thing. It's such an essential, very crucial thing, my dear friends. We need to understand. Without understanding this, you are just merely wasting your life. If I'm able to see you, if I'm able to talk to you like this, I have consciousness. Without that, I can't do anything here. It means everything is alive. Whatever you touch, wherever you touch, whichever the physical body, it has got its this sparsha visible. That's like a touch. Once you touch this sparsha, it means it is alive. It is alive means what? It has got its own consciousness within. There is no instrument, my dear friends. There is no instrument to measure the consciousness. I was explaining yesterday. We can't measure the love. We can't measure the feelings. We can't measure the thoughts. But they exist. Very much they exist. Similarly, we are all existing here. We are all participating in this session means every one of us are conscious in the nature. We are having very much consciousness in every one of us. Otherwise, we are not here. Without consciousness, the consciousness is also called as Shakti. Is also called Shiva. You can say Shiva consciousness. So if you have the consciousness, you are called as a Shiva. If you don't have consciousness, you are called as a dead body. You are called as a Shava. My dear friends, so that is why it's so essential every day, day in, day out. The consciousness is the thing which we try to always spend our time more and more with the consciousness. Try to get into the consciousness, try to always go near to the consciousness, live with the consciousness, spend your time with the consciousness through your meditation, through your sadhana. Even without meditation also, you can be aware of your own consciousness in many manners, in many ways. You have to be aware. Whatever you are doing, you must be in the present state of mind. When you are in the present state of mind, you can be aware of your own consciousness. In that case, what happens is, so instead of mind, so straight away, your intellect and your soul energy or soul consciousness starts guiding you. If you are in the present mind, if you are out of mind, what will happen is you are always misguided by so many thoughts. Your body is here, but your mind is not here. Your presence is not here. Your consciousness is not here. What is the source for all the thoughts, my dear friends? All the thoughts, the entire mind is born out of consciousness. We do not need to think that a mind means, in the sense, in the generic word, collection of thoughts and bundle of thoughts and all these things. The mind itself is born out of consciousness. And all the thoughts will be originated from the consciousness. That is the base for all the things. Of course, your mind is also so essential. It's a thinking mind. It is essential. So, like this, my dear friends, so once the consciousness enters into our physical body, we became a live human being. Otherwise, we have no life, we have no consciousness, means we have no life at all. We are dead. We are brought to the dead. That's how we need to understand, my dear friends. So that is why it is very essential that the one's consciousness, the individual consciousness, is also called as individual soul, comes into this human being. And we start working right from the childhood till the last breath. We will be doing so many other tasks on this material plane. So hence, when we are doing all these materialistic tasks, the so many object-oriented tasks on the Earth planet, we forget our consciousness. We rarely touch the consciousness. That is why we are all suffering, my dear friends. The suffering comes because of you lost the connectivity with your own consciousness. The moment you regain the consciousness, the moment you get a connectivity with your own consciousness, Chaitanya, Atma Chaitanya, then you start exploring yourself in a greater way. You start working with a high efficiency. You start working with the highest amount of creativity. You start working with the highest amount of productivity. You will become fearless. You will become a brave person. Everything will be achieved, my dear friends, in this planet Earth. Provided you have got the connectivity, you are always living in the consciousness state. Whoever living in the consciousness state, you never become sick person. You don't need to go to any doctor. He doesn't get the rare occasion to go to any doctor. Unless otherwise there are the accidents, something else happens. The reason being, the consciousness is the highest power. It is infinite power, exists in every human being. In fact, in every life being. That itself will take care of all your basic needs to the highest needs on this Earth planet. That's what I said. It's a golden key to unfold, to unlock the entire mysteries of the great life, the mysteries of the great universe, my dear friends. Hence, you don't need to depend on any other things. You become a self-dependent person. If you are in touch with the consciousness, if you are out of the consciousness, of course, you get everything, whatever you have, all the abilities, everything will be degraded. That means it's downgraded, my dear friends. So hence, what happens is, once you are conscious, once you have this consciousness with you, it means in Bhagavad Gita, what Lord Sri Krishna says, Yogi Bhava Arjuna. What is the meaning of Yogi Bhava Arjuna? It means you become aware of your consciousness. You become one with your breath, one with yourself. That's what yoga. What is yoga meaning? The union of your breath with your mind with yourself. Once the union happens between the breath and your mind, then the same way, the union of this mind with yourself, with your consciousness, it happens. So that is called the perfect union. That is called the sacred union. So this is called yoga. Yoga means it's not yogasanas, my dear friends. Do not confuse the word yoga, yogasanas. Both are different. So when you understand this, what happens is once you understand the consciousness, once you are in the union of with your own self, this is called yoga, yogi bhava Arjuna. Once you become a yogi, then you can do everything else. Yogaha karmasu kaushalyam. Yogaha karmasu kaushalyam. The same thing will be achieved. By everybody, we can achieve this, my dear friends. So this is the excellence at work. That means yoga will provide you the excellence at work at every place. That's called yogaha karmasu kausalyam. Every karma, whatever you do, it becomes an excellence. So likewise, friends, so that is why yoga is essential every time, everywhere with us. So in that case, what will happen is the entire human being, the whole human community, even humanity has to very soon they have to approach the way of life should be turned towards the conscious life. And also the science has to become a science of consciousness. And we are very fortunate that the quantum science is exploring now. The quantum science is making a lot of steps in order to improve, in order to come in close with the consciousness, the field of consciousness, the field of human consciousness, my dear friends. So with which what will happen is definitely we are going to see the brightest life, the new science. New science is going to born. Once you become a conscious person, you are newborn person, you are reborn person. Until otherwise, you are a dead person, my dear friends. You are living, of course. You are living, as a materialistic life, you are leading here, but you don't have any awareness about yourself. As long as you have no awareness about yourself, as long as you don't know about yourself, you cannot know about anything else in this world. That's very simple to understand. You don't need to study about everything around, but you never spend your time to study about yourself. You study great Vedas, great Upanishads, great physical science, materialistic science. You become a chemical science biologist. So many things. But what is the use when you didn't study about yourself? You don't know anything about yourself. What exactly you are? Who are you? Who am I? When you don't know this, then you have no business in knowing about all other things around you, my dear friends. When you know about yourself, then you start doing everything on this world. It's going to be an amazing thing on this earth planet, my dear friends. It is going to leave the remarkable thing in every field, wherever the meditators are working, wherever the people who are conscious people, who are all going to work on this earth planet, all the task is going to be an excellent task. They are going to be useful for the welfare of the human being, my dear friends. Now, not having the conscious life, not having the consciousness touch, not having the connectivity with the access with the consciousness, whatever you are doing, it is going to be a damaging to all other things around you. You can in fact observe many of the people who are working in this, the current life, the current society. Everybody is trying to somehow is manipulating and is able to damage the things instead of protecting the environment, protecting the surrounding people, instead of helping other people, instead of the taking care of the all things around him. He's trying to damage by doing something. Whatever he's doing, he's committing the kind of karmas what he's committing. All the karmas, whatever he does out of non-conscious state. So any karma which is done without having a yoga with him, it is not going to be fruitful. It's not going to be helpful to anybody on this earth planet or to the any other other beings, other life beings on this earth planet, my dear friends. That is why it's so essential. We need to understand this consciousness. So hence, what happens, friends? So once we get a consciousness, once we understand this consciousness, so it means, so we will be doing a lot of karmas as we discussed in the previous classes. So you born as any kind of a soul. It may be infant soul, child soul, or a young soul, whatever it may be, right? You'll be doing many, many karmas. But unless you come to the stage of, unless you cross the stage of young soul, it means you cross the stage of Manipuraka chakra. The state of your mind, it must cross your Manipuraka chakra. Until then, you'll be doing many, many karmas. Again and again, many, many karmas. Because you don't have the access to the consciousness till that stage of soul. Till that stage of soul, you have no business or you have no connection with the consciousness. You live purely bodily oriented consciousness. You never live with Atmic consciousness. As you are living with a bodily consciousness, you only work in the priority of your own body and your surrounding people and all your object oriented, whatever the objects which you are interested, you'll be spending your time, all your lives, so many lives, my dear friends, maybe 150, 200 lives. You will be spending in this manner. So when you are spending so many lives, so even then what will be happening is you'll be doing a lot of karmas, of course, positive, negative, all the karmas. Then the repercussion of those karmas will be experienced in the future lives. So that's what is going to happen till the young soul. The moment your soul evolution grown from the Manipuraka chakra to the Anahata chakra, that is where the greatest transformation starts within you. You enter into the something called silent state. That means mauna sthiti. And you always want to try to understand yourself. You want to spend the time with yourself, my dear friends. Unless you become a conscious person, you never have time to spend with yourself. You always spend the entire time of your life, you'll be spending for your family, for your business, for your profession, for achieving the material gains, for achieving the material successes. This is how you are doing continuously in so many lives, my dear friends. Now, when you get the realization, when you became a old soul, when you became a matured soul, you'll be reaching to the state of Anahata Chakra. That is where the exploration in yourself, exploration about yourself, about this consciousness will start happening. So that is the point. The way or the access or the efforts in order to connect your consciousness starts happening within you in your life. So that's how you'll be starting your journey towards your own self, my dear friends. So from then on, what will happen is slowly you put every day, every life. So such lives are going to be number of lives, right from Anahata Chakra till the Visuddha Chakra. So many lives you're going to take, right? So in every life, you keep putting in your efforts, right? You already reached to that state. As you crossed, 10th class, then come to the PUC, come to the degree, you never go to the PUC again. Once you pass the degree, then you're not going to go to the PUC. You're not going to go to the 10th standard. Similarly, a soul which entered the so-called matured soul state will never go back to the young soul or baby soul or child soul, which always going to evolve. That's what we understood now in the previous classes. There is something called the constant progression. It is keep happening within us, keep happening for our soul evolution, my dear friends. So this is how what we need to understand is the consciousness, which starts, we start accessing the consciousness, we start connecting the consciousness, and at the stage of a matured soul, from then on, what will happen is from the time when we start connecting our own inner consciousness, what will happen is your soul evolution will be so faster, my dear friends. It will be so faster. The reason is you have something called, which we discussed already, the rapid progression. The rapid progression, first is constant progression, other one is rapid progression of your own soul. It will happen. The reason is you have added the consciousness that is yoga, that is a meditation. You added to your life right from the so-called matured soul or a old soul or something called from the Anahata Chakra. So the moment you added this yoga at that point, then what will happen is, so your soul evolution will be so faster, such a way that in every life you'll be keep on learning many of the spiritual things. Spiritual wisdom you'll be gathering. Wisdom will be your learning, and then you always spend your time with yourself most of the time. You don't do any new karmas, and you're not going to gain any new negative karmas. So for negative karma, again you have to pay back. So all this will be cut off. So by the stage of you reach the Visuddha Chakra. By the time you reach the Visuddha Chakra, you have the ultimate consciousness with you. It means you'll be having the most of awareness on your own consciousness all the times. You will be living as if you're a godly being, as if you're a divine being. You never try to go back or downgrade yourself to the lower side, or the so-called the lower evolution or the low state of mind. Always will be in the upper state of mind. Always will be going in an upward direction in your soul evolution, my dear friends. So all the godliness, all the godly characters, all the godly features will start evolving more and more. What are the godly characteristics? So our friendship, our love, compassion, helping nature, the patience, perseverance. So all this, the so-called so many godly characteristics and so-called the great sattvic characteristics will start happening in a prevalent way right from the so with this Vishuddha Chakra. By the time it reaches this Agna Chakra, it became completely, it is going to be completely fruitful, my dear friends. It became a complete fruit. Now it is completely ripened. So as it is ripened, so then there's not going to be anything to do on the Earth planet again. Since you have been evolving right from the Anahata Chakra till the Agna Chakra. Because you have spent most of your time with yourself, you understood better of yourself, then you also understood the entire universe by that time. The entire universe, entire cosmos, you might have understood by the time when you reach this Agna Chakra. Then there is no business to do here. There is no more business to do or no more business to come back to the Earth planet, my dear friends. You can start going to the upward direction. You can start evolving further, and so you have so many other roles to play in the entire cosmic governance. You don't need to come back. You never need to come back again. So when you cross this so-called Agna Chakra, then you'll be entering into the Sahasrara state. So that is where you rarely come to the Earth planet in order to help the people, or in order for the human welfare, or in order to teach the people, in order to amend the society. You may take the birth and come here, but there is no compulsion for your birth to happen on the Earth planet once you cross the Agna Chakra. There is no need, there is no essentiality to come to the Earth planet and in order to lead this physical life. Though you come here, but your purpose of your coming, your purpose of the goal of your birth is going to be very certain, and you are going to do the same out of any arts happens. Of course, anybody comes to this so-called karma bhumi, here you are going to face a lot of arts, lot of difficulties, lot of uncertainties. Uncertainty is there everywhere, my dear friends. Our life itself is so uncertain. Unless you know this consciousness, it's going to be completely uncertain. A normal human being who doesn't have any consciousness, he doesn't have any any access to the consciousness, what will happen? His life itself is uncertain. What's going to happen in next second? What is going to happen next 1 minute, 1 hour, or next day, or next life, throughout the life? He will not be aware of anything. It is completely blindfolded. It's completely so-called the uncertain. All the events are going to be uncertain for him. If at all you are connected to your own consciousness, your own inner voice, your own inner starts guiding you at every moment. what to do, what not to do, how to do, how to evolve, right? For everything, for the smallest to the biggest thing, you get the guidance from your inner side only when you are connected to your own consciousness. When you became aware of your consciousness, this is going to be bound to happen, my dear friends, for everybody. That's called intuition, that's called inner voice. It's going to be, which is going to be born, it's going to be born inside you, then it's going to guide you every minute on this earth planet, whether you ask or not. So that inner guidance starts happening only when you are connected to the consciousness, the inner consciousness, when you came into contact of the consciousness. Until then, you are living the life of complete uncertainty, you are living the life of a blindfolded. Whatever it comes, you are just taking it and taking into your mind, then you are suffering because you don't know about yourself, who are you. So when you understand that you are not this body, mind, intellect, you are beyond all these things. You are way beyond all these things. Nobody can touch you. Anything on this earth planet cannot touch you. If you don't understand, when you understand that, when you realize that, then your life is going to be beautiful, and you are going to lead the blissful life, my dear friends, on the earth planet till the last breath. Of course, everyone has to leave this world one fine day. Who or maybe he's Avatar Purusha, he's a great enlightened master or a great scientist, whoever it may be. They have to leave this world on one particular day, on one particular occasion, one particular time. Everybody has to leave this world. Before you leave this world, you need to come in contact with your own consciousness. When you leave this world, of course, you'll be living in the conscious state. There's no, again, mechanism of knowing it. You're already that. But when you are in the physical body, in this the mortal body, when you are living here, what will happen is you lost that the touch with the consciousness. You are occupied with a lot of illusions, the lot of maya, the lot of the all other the physical parameters, wherein you forgot the consciousness. Now you are searching, you are searching everything outside, my dear friends. Except inside, you are searching everything outside. The reason is you don't get anything in outside. You don't get any answers to your questions. You don't get any kind of solutions to your own problems. Maybe a health problem, maybe financial problems, maybe relationship issues, whatever it may be. You never get anything outside. Anybody is going to guide you, anybody is going to mentor you for anything outside. It is not going to be 100% true. It is true in its own sense, but it is not true in your life. For your life, it is not going to be true. So how do you get a truthful guidance? A truthful guidance you can achieve only the way when you access your inner side, when you go inside, when you have the real connectivity of your inner core. Then that is the most wonderful guidance. That is the real guidance. That is the truthful guidance, my dear friends. For any problem on this earth planet, for anything, whatever you are facing, or whatever you wanted to know, whatever you have queries, any kind of queries. Queries can be related to physical, mental, spiritual, whatever it may be, put together. Everything you get the truthful guidance from your inner side. It is nowhere outside available. Do not waste your time in searching outside. You can ask other people. You may take the temporary guidance, the temporary help for that instant, on that particular occasion, but you can't depend on them. You can't going to be depend on them on a permanent basis. You have got to depend on your own self. That's why we call it as we create our own reality, my dear friends. We have a wonderful mechanism. So our inner itself is it's like a so the vast platform it is, on which you can do many things, my dear friends, with your own thought power. You can do many things. You can achieve whatever you wanted in this world. You want to achieve financial gain, or you want to achieve the best relationships, or you want to achieve the materialistic, whatever it may be. And at the same time, you have to come to the something called compassion always. Whatever you do, the compassion is a thing which always you must have it. The compassion will come only when you have consciousness. The consciousness and compassion, they go together. They are not against each other, but there is an object and there is subject. The object oriented is always is not along with the consciousness or along with the compassion. The object oriented is always against to these two things. That is why in this world we don't find many of the people like with the consciousness, with the compassion. But we find the so many 95% of the people are in the object oriented things. They are in the materialistic things, my dear friends. The entire materialistic science itself is teaching you only object-oriented sciences. It is teaching only object-oriented things. It is never talking about a subject-oriented things. Your consciousness is the subject. It's not going to be object at all. It is invisible. It's not going to be visible to the naked eyes. So whichever is visible to the naked eyes, we feel that that is the truth. But that is illusion. That is not the real truth. The real truth is invisible and which is very much present, very much existing everywhere. Only it comes to in contact with you when you take the help of your own breath and go inside, make inner journey. So that's what is going to happen, my dear friends. So that is why all the time, every time, so always be in touch with your own consciousness through your own sadhana, through your own practice, day in, day out, my dear friends.